What's up, everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Witcher 2. And you might be saying to yourself, well, what's the deal? Where's the dragon? And you're right. I have wound back the clock a little bit here because it seems like we may have picked just the wrong time to cut some corners and not level up, not upgrade our gear very thoroughly, not complete side quests, so on and so forth, because we might have been able to take out the dragon there. Well, I step away from this guy so we can actually hear stuff. We might have been able to take care of the dragon, but it would have taken some pretty darn good execution to pull it off, and I just wasn't entirely sure that we would be able to do that without having to give it 100 shots or something like that. So, I went back, and I have leveled up a little bit, done some grinding, and I have actually completed the Gargoyle contract quest, which I know, I'm sorry, I completed that without recording it. However, I think it was painful and tedious enough that you would thank me for having done that, or having spared you of seeing that. Now, notably, however, in doing so, we did pick up a couple of things. More than a couple things, really. So, we previously were using this weapon right here on the left that you see, this Gwyn Valedo, which was something that I believe we bought from one of the vendors just before we went to fight the dragon, and it was better than what we were using before. But I also found this Deathwin over here to the right, which has a little bit more damage in addition to... Oh, hold on. Let me have Gwyn Valedo on the left there as well to have a direct comparison. This new one, Deathwin, has a little bit more damage, in addition to 25% increased damage to large monsters, which I have to assume that includes dragons, right? So you consider that, and we're looking at over 25% increased damage to dragons. That seems like that could be very helpful. In addition, after completing the Gargoyle quest, we did also find this Adam Death weapon, and it has even more damage, at least flat damage, than the other one that I was just showing you. The only thing is it doesn't have that 25% increased damage to large monsters, so against dragons, presumably not as good. Against anything that's not a large monster or a gargoyle, better. So for the time being, this will probably be hanging out in our inventory unused, on the assumption that we'll be headed over to the dragon fairly soon. So that's one thing, or one set of things that we did to improve things. We did also, through completing the Gargoyle contract, successfully get some crafting recipes for some upgraded boots, gloves, and trousers. So, for the most part, the upgraded ones they might have a tiny bit more armor, at least in one case. Gloves might. No, not even. They have the same amount of armor. I think the only major difference that you can see here is they have a little bit more reduction of damage from magic. So, and a little bit of extra maximum load for storing additional stuff in our inventory. So, not entirely sure if the dragon stuff technically counts as incineration, or if it counts as magic, or something entirely different, because, well, we seem to have our incineration over 100%, and yet it still didn't seem to prevent us from taking damage. So, we'll see about that. One other thing, though, because it turns out that apparently this Gargoyle quest, turns out it was very significant in terms of the rewards, so that's kind of what I mean, in that it seemed as though we were actually, unfortunately, missing out on quite a bit by passing that one up, so all the more reason for us to have gone back to do it. We did also get a crafting recipe for a new sword that I believe it's a steel sword, yeah. So, presumably, therefore, wouldn't be one that we would use against the dragon, but it has a ton of damage. So, I would imagine that against human enemies, this would be a very nice thing to have. So, I think we ought to create that. And, like, if we take a look there, we should be able to see, we compare steel swords, wow. Almost 20 more damage. We lose a little bit of vitality, but some vitality regeneration, if that counts as during combat, then that would be very nice. extends the duration of blade oils. That's another thing that I feel as though we missed the opportunity to do, was I don't think we activated any blade oils against the dragon. Mutagens as well. I'm going to hold off on those for just a little bit, but that's something that we've been stockpiling in our inventory for a while now, but have not yet used any of. But theoretically, could be another way to improve our character in anticipation of the dragon fight, because, again, basically the idea here is just that it seems as though we were, I don't know if underpowered is the right way to phrase it, but we certainly weren't overpowered. So for that reason, I think all the more reason for us to gear up a little bit, and we have some additional crafting to do, but I'm going to wait a little bit longer, because the other thing that taking a step back here allows us to do is, before we go and fight the dragon, is, dare I say, we can try going into this tower thing. There is a door here. I see there's also additional stairs, so let's see what else is down here. Because there's another door here. And another door. Dead end. Yeah, so this is the tower where I believe we will find Cynthia and crew. Or the, you know, like the scientist dudes who were teaming up with Cynthia. So initially I was thinking that might be something that's not terribly important, but I think at this point we'll take anything we can get, because we need basically any sort of defensive or offensive boost we can get at this point. So I guess we kind of just need to be a little less picky. So here goes nothing. This looks ominous. I thought this was a tower, not a mine.
We've broken through in the right spot.
Quiet.
Oh, I think we found him. Let's maybe drop a save right here, just in case. But also, I'm assuming they're humans, right? And I think we have our human sword out. Oh, we did, until I did that. All right, we have the new one. Right, okay. And with additional magic resistance, Cynthia presumably is a mage.
He killed Vanamar.
Oh,
and many other mages.
that might be helpful.
I know who he is, Cynthia.
You have some friends here.
In the same city as Philippa, and you didn't even bother to change your name. That takes balls.
Philippa's out of the picture. She's been
Is
arrested.
she, though?
And I was supposed to die, but I didn't. Grave error.
I'll make you a deal.
Okay, so it's been a long time since we've seen Cynthia. Last we saw her, she was still pretending to be Philippa's understudy and was secretly a Nilfgaardian spy. We now know that she is a Nilfgaardian spy. And, well, what exactly
Why
is she
are you
looking
here?
for?
We suspect Henna's laboratory may contain documents and books that could be useful to the Imperial Academy of Science.
That wasn't even close to funny. You're lying.
We don't know what's inside. Henna was a talented man, but also an eccentric.
What do you hope to find?
That's confidential. I
Is it now?
cannot tell you. Regardless, we need your help. The laboratory lies beneath the Redanian camp, which we cannot penetrate above ground. We want to get there through the sewers, but can't manage it without a capable swordsman.
So they need us. So, if we're to believe... I mean, this is a little bit of 2020 hindsight, because, again, we kind of rewinded a little bit to go here. But if we're to believe what it was that Sheila was telling us, which, I mean, take that with a pound of salt, supposedly, Nilfgaard, which is the place where Cynthia is from, and supposedly was spying on behalf of, Nilfgaard were the people, state, that ordered Letho to assassinate Foltest. So, not only is Cynthia not so great, Nilfgaard is not so great, having ordered to maybe kill Foltest. Not sure if I believe that, but also, you know, they did capture Triss as well, so... normally, I would say, let's not do a deal with her, but at the same time, as I was saying before, at this point, I think we'll take any potential advantage we can get here. Sounds like this is a magical or well, at least the person who is going through here was a very powerful sorcerer, and so there might be some good stuff here that might be able to improve our, I would assume, probably offensive capabilities, but who knows? So, Guess we'll hear her out.
Any deals we make will not be on your terms.
Hear me out.
So be it.
Witcher, help me complete my mission. Help me open Der Henner's laboratory.
What'll you give me?
I've read the intelligence reports. I know your past.
What?
There are things in there, important things you don't remember.
I could force you to tell me.
I don't think so.
Really
You
now?
torture me. We both know you couldn't.
What's that supposed to mean? So yeah, I mean, normally I would say I really don't want to help Nilfgaard right now, but I think desperate times, unfortunately, call for desperate measures, and, don't like it.
Fine.
But let's go
I'll
for
help
it.
you open the laboratory.
In exchange, I'll tell you all I can. Do we have a deal?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but
One more
yeah,
thing.
I guess.
No.
Oh!
We made a deal.
I'm even faster with my sword. No tricks.
Likely to encounter drowners.
That was...
Related species.
Which guy was it? Was it this guy
Perhaps
here?
monsters.
That is how this world's built. Sewers are infested with monsters.
Ooh, hold on. There's loot in here. Guys, could we just, like, slow down a second? These creepy-looking, possibly coffin things appear to have... Oh, what was that? Appear to have orns in them. I saw that. Essence of water. Diagram for oil. Oh, okay, crafting recipes, yeah. We may or may not have already had those, but sure. 26 orns, that's a little better. 4 orns, that's basically nothing. 382 orns, that's a lot. Okay. Yeah, I think it is definitely worthwhile that we that we did that. Pontar Valley. Oh, we can see Maria, we can see over to the left, or west, I should say. Hedwyn to the north, Verdania northwest, Eddern is actually huge to the right. Wow. Guess that might explain why everyone was trying to fight over control for the Pontar Valley, or specifically the components in Eddern, because it's a lot of room, a lot of territory to try to conquer there. I feel like we may have gotten everything in here, but if there's an extra 382 coin stash of orns, then I feel like that is potentially worth making sure that we pick that up. So, just, you know, doesn't hurt to double check. Okay, now we'll head out and, down over, what? Yeah, it's definitely a mine. Iron ore, I'm assuming we should be fine without that. That doesn't sound good. I'm guessing this is going to be more of a monster type scenario at this point. Hey, friends. Kinda, sorta. Not really friends. In fact, kinda hate you. Yeah, that's a sound.
These crypts are reason enough for another expedition. Did you see the inscriptions? Those tombs date from the Ervil dynasty.
Okay.
We must return one day to explore the entire tower. Mages' crypts customarily have multiple levels.
Okay, there was another door.
Instead of summoning some men-at-arms and simply hacking her way into the laboratory, Cynthia's playing games.
Right, am I supposed to
Everything
talk to you?
seems to be going well. So far.
Okay, you're just waiting for me to, you know, open the door into instant death. Probably, maybe, sort of. Yep. Probably could/should have put that on in anticipation of what we were about to see. Ow. Yeah, there's a lot of you right now. There's a whole lot of you right now. Oh, weird. Are we using a silver sword right now? This feels like a steal with how little damage we're dealing at the moment. Maybe these guys are just crazy tanky for some reason? I don't know. Why are you guys absorbing damage like crazy? Seemingly. Okay, he's gonna explode. That did happen. Did one of our friends just get taken out there? Certainly looks like it. Okay, one more down. Please explode. Now this one. Now you explode. Okay. Oh, you guys were waiting on the other side. Of course. Of course you were. Thanks for the helping hand there. I thought there were more than just 2 mages here earlier. Did we actually take out the Illigus skins? What? Did we actually take out the other guy with the headbutt? I'm assuming that these trousers are not better than the ones that we crafted earlier. These ones might have actually had additional armor relative to what we were using before, because I see these have 3, whereas what we were using before could very well have had 1 or 2, based on just things I'm seeing that are lying around in our inventory. Okay, did those monsters drop anything? Seemingly not. Alright, if this is any indication of what we are expecting to run into here, then I think we should probably learn from that past... That is really annoying sound. Yes, kind of bone-chilling, but also just generally kind of ear-piercing, which is probably the intention. But we should probably wait just a minute here, get some life back, on the assumption that I'm guessing, you know, as soon as we open that door, we're probably about to run into another room full of Raider Rot Fiends again, or possibly worse. We did, I think, poke our heads into the sewer earlier, and doors were locked, so we couldn't get all the way through, but we did see some Rot Fiends in there. So we might end up making it all the way over to that area. And, like, we're in pretty good shape now, right? Good enough. Alright, you guys gonna help me, or are you gonna let me be the person who takes all the hits again? This looks like the area where we possibly were before. No, I have my doubts about that. That looks different. That looks weird. Okay, but before we investigate that, let's just verify whether there's anything else in here. Then we go to the thing that you're obviously trying to direct us toward. Oh, Intrigas. Of course there are. Of course there are Intrigas. Admittedly, whoa! Not exactly the types of enemies I was expecting that we'd run into. Is that an Intriga Queen? It is. That it is. In addition to a few other Intrigas as well. Been a while since we fought an Intriga Queen. Been a while. We should probably make sure that we keep this up. At least until we settle some of this stuff down a little bit. We take care of some of these guys. You... If we could make it so that we're just fighting the main Intriga Queen, then that would make things considerably easier, I would think. Hold on. There is still a warrior over there, I think. Yeah. Fighting this guy. Which maybe we should just let play out. Oh, we do have our finishing moves here. I'm not sure if this is going to work on the queen, but might be worth a shot. I think it worked. We did seemingly get a killing blow there from that.
Be sure.
I mean, you say you're going to keep your end of the bargain. One thing is that although we ran into a bazillion Intrigas at the beginning of the game when we were back in Flotsam, for the most part, they've ceased to exist since then. This one. Herbs. And so it might actually be kind of, whoa, greater vitality mutagen. Is it just me, or is that sound effect getting more and more significant? Also, which direction are we actually supposed to go in here? It seems as though there are several directions in which we can go. Okay, so I think this is one of those scenarios where I'm guessing that we ought to investigate a little bit further and see if there's anything of note in any of these side areas, but before we do that, we should probably drop the save just in case. Like, this looks significant. Rot Fiends, potentially. Right? Yeah.
Too old for this.
Okay. Just a few simple Rot Fiends. There is one greater one. And this should be fine, but I would anticipate that, you know, if there's this entire section over here, that there's some reason why these guys are over here. Okay, one rock beam down. They blow up when we do that? Apparently not. Come on. I see you. Like to get rid of the little guy. Yeah. So you can do that. Excuse me? Did you just eat the other rock beam? Is that a thing? I mean, clearly it's a thing. Looks like there's more enemies over there. To the left? Eventually? This looked like it was a relatively short area. Also, for a second, looked like there was something spawning directly on top of us. Just double check the map. Yeah. Shouldn't be much else in here. We did all that. Granted, it was just like fighting 3 rock beams, but nonetheless, if all that was just for a single herb, then I'm not gonna be very happy. Or lousy oil as the only loot. Iron ore, yeah, that still counts as lousy loot. Yeah, I know, I didn't name it explicitly, but that counts. Really? Okay, I mean, now we know. But, still disappointing. I do not like that sound effect. Again, I know that's the whole point, but still. Okay. Whoa! That is not what I expected to happen there. What is that? A Draugr? Can you come through here, or can we cheese you through the door, perhaps? Bruxa as well. I think we've seen books or something like that mentioning the Bruxa. Bruxa, whatever the plural of Bruxa is. Are you dead or alive? The one that's hanging in the door there? But I don't think we've actually seen them yet. This might be new. I'm assuming that you probably are fairly difficult based on how we have not yet seen you. Is that the one that we thought we killed? What? Thought we took care of you. Want to not get absolutely clobbered by these guys, although if we can get you out here, I think that makes things significantly easier, especially if you decide that you want to not pay attention, because the primary difficulty here, I believe, is how much or how little space we have in which to do this fight. Now, I did see a Bruxa seemingly come back when we re-entered this room. Makes me a little nervous. I feel like that could potentially mean that they spawn infinitely here and that we can't actually get rid of them all. Okay, I'm immediately regretting stepping down in this area. And you know, the shouty thing, like, okay, I'll give it to you. I got it at the beginning. But eventually, got to the point where you made your point already. You can stop now. Okay, it's like, theoretically, there should only be one Bruxa back, or remaining at this point. So if we see any more pop up, then that would suggest that they are truly coming back. We did deal a lot of damage to a Draugr before, but I feel like I may have remembered... No? Okay. May have remembered that they can regenerate HP. One of them there still does have a fairly sizable amount of HP removed, so hopefully that is because we dealt damage to it and that it has stayed there rather than that the Draugr has healed. Oh, okay, that was maybe not the best way to try to dodge that. I don't remember that well what our strategy was for fighting these guys. I think we were generally fighting them one at a time. besides the obvious sneaking up behind them, can actually deal a surprising amount of damage to them, despite them looking extremely tanky. When we actually do get a hit in beyond their shields, seemingly we can do a fair bit of damage to them. In fact, a good way to do that might be like that, where we can be more certain that we're taking one of them out. Now 1v1. I'm assuming that this will be more straightforward. It's a lot easier, because, theoretically, to sneak up behind you. Look at that. That's a lot of damage there when we do get those hits in. So that's encouraging. I mean, we did originally see you in the previous chapter, so I would like to believe that we've become stronger since then. And I believe that's the last of them, which hopefully means we can loot them. Ooh, strength mutagen could also be good. Grogger claws? Have we even seen those before? That might be completely new to us. In addition to whatever other loot we have down here. Hunting horn? Might be one of those lures. Sounds like it could be. Hopefully it only lures monsters when you're actively trying to use it. 11 Sting? Now maybe that's another Lord of the Rings reference. It probably is. But I think based on the image there that was likely a throwing weapon. I think we may have fully cleared out this area now. So let's save again. In case we do find ourselves running into some more difficult foes. I think, yeah, our friends are down here, and we have almost full HP at this point, so even if we're about to go into another fight, we should still be in decent shape. Alright, what did you guys find? Why are we stopping here? What is it? What's the deal? You gonna wait for me to trigger the enemies again? Oh, no.
I'm no rat to run around sewers. What we're looking for, anyway? Some graves, I heard.
Or not Sennis,
Graves?
Oh, it's just a knight, okay.
So maybe there is something in this forest.
Right a bit, I should say.
Shut your traps.
What I was
the
wondering.
sergeant to hear.
It was him.
You've been deep shite. But it is a good idea.
We've got company.
Redanian bastards.
Okay, I mean, Redania has probably done more good things for me than Nilfgaard, certainly. So, sorry, but, not that bad. At least not in my book just yet. Granted, they did try to jail me,
must be
but...
somewhere here.
If our experts are to be trusted.
Der Henna dabbled in illusions.
Oh.
Among other things.
Here are
He also
medallion going on.
experimented heavily with golems.
Golems
time.
with the power of speech, supposedly. They knew nothing of poetry, but
Okay, I get it.
You shut up.
Yes, it's an illusion. I found a weak spot. Stand back. Later,
Like to
later and Lorne.
do
Lisa
that?
and Lorne. Later, dear.
That doesn't sound so great. I was activating the
At times,
medallion,
I'm
but,
caught. You
oh
can
dear.
get my kind of feat. Though I have no needles, they say I am piercing. What am I?
Oh god.
Careful with the answer. It could be a trap.
Probably is
typical of
trap.
Der Henna. He was a genius with a penchant for mischievous jokes.
There's a penchant for everything, apparently.
So a couple of adults, purported experts, should have no problem solving this.
Indeed, it's
Well,
true.
if I actually remembered what he said, then probably, maybe, sort of.
The answer is pain.
Incorrect.
Uh-oh. Oh! Speaking of which...
No! Impossible!
Ow!
Many years of research together.
Yeah!
We ever embark on
So that happened.
Imagine the books, the potions. Poor friend.
Nice.
We must go on.
Yeah, but about
Let's
that.
get this over with quickly.
What, so... Talk to the... Now it's my turn? That's what you're saying? Okay, hold on. Once again, I mean, I guess, yes, we didn't go first this time, but still. Okay, so... Note to self, pay much more attention to the riddle this time.
Pleasant or terrible. I come at night or in daytime. Short or long. But yours alone. Essential.
I really wish it would just show the whole riddle at the bottom there, as I'm thinking. Because I'm pretty sure it's time, but I would probably ask to repeat it.
Can you please repeat the riddle?
Pleasant or terrible.
Pleasant time, terrible time.
I
Yep.
come at
Nighttime,
night
daytime.
or in daytime.
Oh, I wish you didn't say
Short
daytime though.
or long.
Short time, long
Yours
time.
alone.
But your time
Essential.
is essential. I feel like it's time.
I am.
Well, let me see what else. A rhyme. I don't think that rhymed. A dream, daytime or nighttime. That would kind of make sense because you could daydream. You could certainly dream at night, but your dream is not really essential per se. Day, daytime, nighttime, your day. What else was there? There was one thing in the middle that I'm forgetting. One aspect of it. Day, death makes no sense. Crime makes no sense. Old age doesn't seem to make sense. I would argue that it is either a day or time, but I'm leaning time.
Incorrect.
Oh! Run away. I meant to put on hard before. I mean, it probably wouldn't have worked either way. But, or no. Gwen! There's the sign I meant. The shield side, just in case, but apparently I was wrong. Let's try again, shall we? Okay, now I don't know if he's gonna give us the same riddle or not. If he does give us exactly the same riddle, then we could just process of elimination this, but okay, we'll see.
Capable of kindness
Oh, it's different.
and
Oh dear.
cruelty. I take victims when I sour. I can be on your side or wrong you. I bring gifts though you already have me.
Oh god. I'm gonna need to repeat it again. Because I feel like this is probably not the right way to approach this, but I feel like I need to see the answers first, and then I can kind of have those in my mind as you're giving the riddle. Oh, wait, can I ask other people? Is that what this is supposed to be?
All right. Help me out here.
I was good at riddles as a child. That was so long ago. Perhaps it's a capricious king who rewards some subjects and sends others off to war.
Kind and cruel. Supportive and sour. Only lovers are that fickle. And they're occasionally thoughtful enough to give gifts.
A Lady Cynthia is an expert. I'd take her suggestion if I were you.
I once had a lover. She left me devastated.
Or could it be love? It seems to fit. It can be kind, the greatest gift, or cruel and take its toll.
It can also be blind. How about an elf? Some are kind and bring gifts, others are bitter and cruel.
Do you think this is a game? Our lives are on the line here.
Okay. So, is the river the only thing that they didn't mention there? Because the original or fate, we got talk of love, talk of a lover, king, and elf. Let's repeat this one more
Can you
time.
please repeat the riddle?
Capable of kindness and cruelty. I take victims when I sour. I can be on your side or wrong you. I bring gifts though you already have me.
I think that last part, but you already have me, is potentially the most restrictive. Like, you don't already have a river. You don't already have an elf. Yeah, you could argue, sure, we have Triss, so you could say we already have love, or a lover. I feel like it's fate, though.
Fate.
Which probably means it's wrong.
Correct.
Hey! Finally!
It's going rather well so far.
You don't say. Not yeah! Easy for you to say. Let's immediately save. Okay, fine. After you, Cynthia. My apologies. Let's also keep this out. Yeah. Oh, don't tell me there are more.
Recently.
Okay. So, like... Okay. Not sure what that necessarily tells us. Okay, you very much do not want me to go in that direction, so I suppose we only have one choice here. Might we find said person? Yup, we certainly did find said person or people here. That's a lot of Redanians. And they don't appear to be happy to see us. So, here goes nothing. Not necessarily sure who we want to prioritize targeting first. Oh, I was using a silver sword there on the assumption that we were going to be running into monsters, although we did obviously see that there are the Redanians down here, so we probably should have known we'd be running into these guys at some point. And good God, this sword deals mountains of damage. Nearly one-shot those guys. And hold on just a second here. Let's take this guy out. Ow. He doesn't kill us. And then I'd like to do this. Ideally, would have liked to have been a little more in the middle, because I think we could have taken many out, but that might be everyone. Huh? Excuse me?
Another guardian.
Oh no. Another set of riddles, you mean? Legendary treasures? That sounds good. One second, guys. I still need to loot stuff. Can you please delay bursting into fire? Oh god, what is this? I'm immediately terrified again. I just wanted to loot. That's all I wanted, guys. I didn't ask for any of this. It's gonna be some sort of puzzle regarding which ones of these indicators, these little scenes, we're supposed to go to next. So let's just preemptively get a little bit of a sense as to what we have here. This looks like maybe a mine. Tower, flaming tower, or blood even? Raining blood? This waterfall? This death? This, I don't know, angel? This, something that looks kind of similar? That one looks a little more evil, because it's like part dragon. It has multiple arms. That one is a dragon? Three-headed dragon? And this one is death with some quicksand, or whatever that, hourglass, that's what that's called. Okay, once again, I feel as though, based on what happened last time, we probably should save before doing this, so, or talk to you guys
I expected
first.
a greater challenge. Thus far, we've had but riddles fit for beer enthusiasts.
Oh, excuse me.
Too bad.
Not like one of us died. Well, yes, how much was clear? Oh, do I have to, like... Huh? I was expecting you to actually give us a riddle? Okay, there we go.
Travelers wandering through the dark. 3 guides above them, so 3 were marked. At night, they trailed a drake serpentine and a silver lady shining and fine. If only her visage she would deign to unfold. By day they followed a mountain vault, its riches untold.
Dragon, Dark Lady, Path to Mountain.
Complain about the riddles being too easy.
Let's think this through. There are 9 alcoves, a fresco in each. That's 3 groups of 3 frescoes.
The riddle
What's
mentions 3
fresco?
guides above the travelers. We must examine the frescoes, seek answers there.
I'll advise you about the riddle, but I will not take part in disarming the device. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Are you next? Okay.
What do you
Give
think of
this
the first
again.
verse?
I would say it describes a serpentine dragon swallowing its own tail, which represents infinity.
Which is not
and
that
thus
one.
time.
Oh.
The hourglass likewise symbolizes time. In this case, the time of the traveler's journey.
I believe it's the
This is
dragon
one I was thinking of.
constellation. It would be visible at night. What's more, sources on alchemy invariably portray dragons as winged, and as an accomplished alchemist, Gehenna would also be a competent astrologer. The verse must refer to the constellation.
In alchemy, the winged
I forgot about this
serpentine
one,
dragon represents prime matter, an essential component in the process of alchemical transformation. The verse seems to indicate the allegory illustrating that transformation.
That's the part that I really want to
The
know, though.
line was worded.
The first verse was, "At night they trailed a drake serpentine."
Drake Serpentine. So I think in that case, yes, we do see many dragons there, but I think we may want to take the one that's a little less winged and a little more serpentine-like, the one that's basically just curled in a circle. That wasn't my initial impression, which is, I feel a little bit dangerous to go away from that. But, and I don't even, that is the one with the hourglass on it. It's not even saying that's a dragon, it's calling that an hourglass. I don't know, but let's give it a shot with the dragon one.
I shall take that one.
Okay, so maybe we just got you killed, depending on whether or not we did that successfully.
What do you think of the second verse?
To my mind, it speaks of the white rose, symbol of the Order of the Flaming Rose. You see, the fresco itself resembles a coat of arms, and in heraldry, silver is rendered as white. So the Silver Lady and White Rose are one and the same.
I think it describes the full moon. In alchemy, the moon represents both silver as a metal and the feminine element.
The order remains largely unknown in the south, so the White Rose seems unlikely. Every Nilfgaardian, on the other hand, has heard of the Imperial Nausicaa Brigade, which has the Death's Head as its symbol. The brigade's name is female, and they say death follows the unit. So the Silver Lady could very well be Nausicaa or the Death's Head.
Okay. Can you give me the wording one more time? I feel like the last of those three is most convincing to me.
The second verse was, "A silver lady shining and fine, if only her visage she would deign to unfold."
Now that doesn't sound like that one. In that case, yeah. The whole, if only her visage she would unfold thing seems like having a skull is not really having a visage to reveal. So I feel like you could just give me that one more time.
To my mind, it speaks of the white rose, symbol of the Order of the Flaming Rose. You see, the fresco itself resembles a coat of arms.
This one.
And in heraldry, silver is
I don't
rendered as
know.
white.
I was not
So the
really
Silver
coming
Lady
into this
and White
expecting a whole
Rose
bunch of
are
riddles,
one and the
but
same.
I think it describes the full moon.
no,
In
I think
alchemy,
it's this.
The moon represents
think it's
both
this.
silver as a metal and the feminine element.
The order remains largely unknown in the south, so the White Rose seems unlikely. Every Nilfgaardian, on the other hand, has heard of the Imperial Nausicaa Brigade, which has the Death's Head as its symbol. The brigade's name is female, and they say death follows the unit. So the Silver Lady could very well be Nausicaa or the Death's Head.
Okay, I think it's the full moon.
I think it's the full moon.
But
Allow
again,
me.
I feel very, very uncertain about all of these, given our lack of success with the first one. So here goes the third one,
What
I
do you
guess.
say to the third verse?
It describes the precipice, the ravine amidst mountains.
I thought
In
it was
ancient
not
Rome,
this
the
one, but the
alchemy
one that looks
states,
like it went
"As
into the
above,
mine.
so below. The vault is the ravine into which the riches of the mountain flow.
Does
We must read the
This is the
third
one I was
line
thinking of.
literally. To me, it suggests the Mahakam Mountains and its mines, from which dwarves and gnomes extract many ores that are invaluable to alchemists. Those mountains are a vault in and of themselves.
The verse is not literal. In many legends, towers are in fact vaults, which the hero must penetrate in order to rescue an imprisoned princess or find a long-concealed magic item. The mountain vault is the tower.
Normally, I would say the mine entrance in the mountainside. That was the thing that I was thinking of when I initially heard the riddle. However, I do feel as though the whole aspect of us going through a tower, trying to find a powerful magical item, that's basically describing what we're doing right now. And so that description of a tower being a vault, and, you know, a little bit more of a metaphorical description in that way, you may have convinced me a little bit there.
The verse
Again,
described
going
the
against
tower.
my
I'm sure
initial
I'll
impression
stand
there.
next to that fresco.
But I have a feeling that we are all going to get fried right now. And I have no idea what happens here. Do we succeed? Do we still succeed if, like, you know, Cynthia gets fried and we don't? Or do we have to have everyone successfully make it through here? I have no idea. We very well may have to give this another shot either way. Even if we can go through with 1 or 2 people going down, I feel like we probably should try to actually do this correctly.
Let's see if we can solve this.
Oh, I
your
also
places.
forgot about the stuff in the
Count
middle.
me
there.
out.
I
I
didn't
want
look
to
back.
live.
As you will.
Excuse me? One moment while I take this up. Oh, I probably should read these things and see if there happens to be any hints that are very obvious, because I feel like that could be the case. There definitely could be some things that these say might tell us. In the, like, this is the Mahakam mine that we were hearing about, the one that I initially thought was going to be the answer to the 3rd line of the riddle. The North Gnomes are widely known to have it Mahakam, coexist in full harmony with dwarves, gnomes and dwarves, without any of the discord that usually arises when the 2 races settle a single area. Both the gnomes and the dwarves mountainous region make living by mining and processing the untold mineral riches found there. The fact that you're referring to them as riches does, oh, well, imply that that's maybe supposed to be a vault. But we did not pick this one. I initially thought we ought to, but then I changed my mind. Yet the mountains, hills, and vales of Mahakam are not home to the largest gnomish population. That honor belongs to Tyr Tochair, where the diminutive creatures produce legendary weapons that are then exported both north and south. The famous Gwahirs, forged according to gnomish technology, are reputed to be the best blades in the world. Though less known than the swords themselves, the blast furnaces and steam hammers, which the gnomes and dwarves use to smelt metal and work alloys, deserve the same adoration. Do you know that Tyr Tochair became a leading exporter of beautiful opals after an earthquake revealed thick seams of the precious mineral? Gnomes are unrivaled masters of the jeweler's craft, and Mount Aunur, the slope of which collapsed to reveal the deposits, is now called Treasure Mountain, as the opal is mined directly from one of its faces. Really sounds like we were supposed to take that. Long time ago. Yeah, so I think we'll give this one a shot, and if we fail miserably, as I expected we will, then, remind me which one I'm supposed to stand in front of? Then we will read those more closely. But what if I guess I'm the one who's picking that last line, so I could theoretically change my mind here. So I think I said that I was going to do this one. Could I instead go for this? Uh-oh.
Intruder detected.
Yup. Somebody's dying. It might be all of us. Oh! Okay. Hello? Was that supposed to happen? I don't know, that's a big golem there.
Our expedition has grown thin. Such a shame. I actually found those 2 amusing.
I guess they were amusing in their own way, but I'm a little, you know, uneasy after that. So, I guess we say hello to the golem guy. Hi. Hey. How's it going, man?
A golem? So Darehenna's legend is true.
It is no more than an obedient machine created to follow orders.
I wouldn't
and
say
kill.
that in front of it.
Not unlike our Witcher.
Excuse me.
So I guess we should get along famously.
Hugh, what do you know about golems?
I don't run into them in every forest, but any good bestiary describes golems at length, and I've read more than my share of those.
Geralt, I'm not questioning your knowledge, but I should be the one to...
Actually, you are questioning my knowledge. Listen, I know what I'm doing. I'll try to get it to reveal the word that'll deactivate it, or I'll just mess with its head. break the code.
So now we've got a burglar in our midst. Be my guest. Try.
And you're
My
not a burglar
intentions
for
are
going
good.
in
As are
to raid
mine.
this vault? Oh, hello.
However, that this may change.
Oh,
Derhana must have been pretty lonely if he gave you eloquence.
The Master made me a guardian. Nothing less, nothing more.
yeah, you're a very big
And
golem.
you, provided you stand there, are a guest.
Okay, so, that seems like not a very good thing to say next. Compliment it. Maybe it'll be happy if we praise it. I don't know. Then again, it's, you know, an inanimate... Well, I guess not an inanimate object. We do kind of know who created you, so I feel like that's maybe not a great question. It might, scoff at us. So here.
So you're aware you're an automaton?
Do we really know who we are, where we came from, and where we are headed? Is human life predictable in that the cycle of birth and death ensnares it? Better than mine.
Philosophical goal.
When a human is born, he is obedient to his parents. Later, he listens to tutors, masters, corporals. Finally, he succumbs to the will of death.
And to think that Adalbert questioned Derhana's mastery.
Okay. So these are new questions. I'm not sure if we ought to continue down this path or try to circle back to the initial things that we were seeing before. I feel like that's maybe, again, a little bit too direct here. And anything that seems to be suggesting that we are solely here to get at whatever this golem is supposed to guard is not going to be a very productive thing for us to ask about. So, both these things, probably not great.
You're far more self-aware than a typical golem. Can you make sovereign decisions?
The Master made me the way I am, because long discussions were to his liking.
Oh, okay.
I can make decisions, within my program, of course.
So you decide who's a guest and who's an intruder.
Who else would? Guests chat innocuously, exerting no pressure.
Exactly.
All others
See?
are intruders.
Just chat it up. That's all he wants. So basically, don't ask about these things, and ask for questions about the golem.
I have other questions. Did your creator give you a name?
I'm called obedience and unyielding persistence. I am a guardian and the humblest of servants.
Seems like a good guy.
Golem's name is the word that gave it life, and that can take it away. You must have a
Okay,
name.
Geralt, careful.
I
Going on a
own
little too strong
nothing.
there.
Everything belongs to my master. How could I divulge the name if I exist solely to protect my creator's property?
Back off, Geralt.
Do you remember your creator?
Of course, I was summoned into being by Master Derhana. I abide by his will, by his power, by the necessity encased in my stone bowels.
Derhana is dead.
His word, which animates me, lives on, as does his legacy, which I protect. Empires will rise and fall, rivers will shift their courses, but I will remain obedient to one master on my eternal watch.
He is obedient. Oh. This is a nifty option here. Let's give this a shot.
You're not an automaton. You're self-aware, and you think you can make decisions.
No, it failed. Uh-oh. That's not good. I don't know if we've ever failed that before.
I am eloquent and can discern between guests and intruders. I can also deal with the latter. But everything I say and do is limited by my restrictive program.
We did
By the
say that
way,
before.
As an automaton, I am immune to all charm.
Okay, is he gonna get really mad at us for that? Oh no. Really? That was going so well! Oh, there's multiple of them. There are multiple of them. Uh-oh. I thought we were doing so well. Okay, I was having a nice chat with the golems. Yes, maybe I tried to get a little too personal. Came on a little too strong. Words were exchanged. Mind control was attempted. But really, it's nothing personal. I don't know why they're taking it so seriously. And honestly, these guys are surprisingly easy to take down. I was expecting just one of them, and I was expecting him to be the hardest enemy that besides the dragon, probably the hardest enemy that we faced thus far. This might be the main one, though. Seems like he might be a little tankier than the others. The others might have been his friend, and this was the original guy that we were talking to directly. I think we're hitting him there? Yeah, pretty sure we are. There we go. Didn't exactly go the way I thought that was gonna go.
Let's have a look. This is better than I'd hoped.
A great success for Nilfgaard, this mission.
Excuse
Maybe
me?
we'll get that promotion.
It is definitely not a great success for Nilfgaard. That is precisely the...
Yeah, I mentioned some bacteria strains.
Huh? Them swords, okay. Bacteria strains, we'll investigate that further in just a second here. Ooh, runes, okay, understandable. I swear, if these guys are looting stuff and will actually
Can you
take
feel
things
My
for...
medallion's vibrating.
Another masking illusion. I'll try to disperse it.
Uh-oh. That's a lot of horns. What are you doing? Cynthia, I wish you would have let me loot everything first before you did that. Maybe? Or maybe not. That does look
Device.
significant.
What is it?
You've done your job. You'll be paid, and
Paid like the scholars were? They died once they were no longer useful.
they were never useful, but Cynthia insisted. Fortunately, they were so kind as to remove themselves without my help.
I'm not about to be that kind.
Adelbear, you know what you're to look for.
Yes, Mom.
It's a prototype megascope.
Oh.
I didn't know it had survived.
What's it do?
The artifact detects an emotional bond with a person. Its user need only focus on that person and the device will establish a connection.
Oh.
Great tool for a spy.
Like
Yes.
you.
Time you fulfilled your end of the bargain. What do you know about my past?
That's up.
You were a rider of the Wild Hunt.
What?
I read the reports.
Don't the Nilfgaardians have anything better to do than write reports about witchers?
Not about witches. About you. You are the sole person to have been a member of the host and survived.
What the heck? I would like to try the artifact, but I have a feeling you're not going to like that very much.
I'd like to try out the device.
You realize that can only end badly.
Cut in again and I'll put you in my report. You may use it, but just once.
Giving state secrets away to a Nordling. Will you mention that in your report?
You're sure to be named a commander one day, Adelbear. But until that happens, be a good boy and do your job.
Article 22 of the Code is clear. Suspicion of treason is sufficient grounds to strip a commander of power. Article 1 of my personal code is equally clear. Traitors must be subjected to the most painful death possible.
Alright, buddy. Are we fighting just you? You and Cynthia? Yeah, Albert specifically? Okay. You could not teleport every 2 seconds. That would be helpful. Yeah, there are seemingly like 5 different versions of you, which is a little confusing, not gonna lie. Granted, when I do actually seem to hit you, it does seem to do a fair bit of damage. You have a clone that's actually just a dummy. Meanwhile, the real you does not have the shield around you and can be hit. I don't know, but we took out that one. Whether it was the real one or not, well, it appears to be not the real one, based on how I'm still trying to attack you now. Yeah, could you stop with these party tricks? I don't appreciate them. You're also dealing basically no damage. Maybe not Yurden, but Igni, can I just blast you to smithereens? Does that go through this little shield you created for yourself? Something is. I think we're either we are or Cynthia's dealing a little bit of damage. There we go. Quickly, loot stuff. Lord, the cutscene.
Multiplication. Second year at the academy, all mages learn it.
I didn't expect you to take my side.
Well, now choose one person you wish to contact. After that, the artifact's mine.
Is it now?
Nilfgaardian agents get quartered for lying in reports. What does the Empire do to agents who kill their colleagues?
Nothing. As long as no one finds out.
Is that so?
Will we meet again?
I wouldn't mind at all. Look for me at the inn.
Huh? Really? You serious? I am curious about both these things, but I would be surprised if you gave us significant more information.
Nothing. Apart from the fact that Nilfgaardian intelligence agents are drawn and quartered for lying in their reports.
An enlightened nation indeed.
You haven't the faintest notion how many people are interested in you. Very important people.
Just because I survived?
You're a former rider of the hunt, and you live. You may be the key to solving the mystery of the retinue, and they all know that. You must watch out for yourself.
Okay, but what about Letho?
How do you know I knew Letho?
I've read...
The reports, I know. Why are you warning me about him?
Because I like you.
Oh, dear.
Let's say you've satisfied my curiosity.
Well then, consider me glad to have satisfied a witcher, whatever the way.
I'd appreciate
test
it
it
if
out.
you didn't eavesdrop while I eavesdropped.
I shan't trouble you. I have a lot of work to do here.
Okay. So we can eavesdrop on... Oh, man. Vernon Roche we haven't seen for a while. We've obviously parted ways with him for the most part after having chosen to side with Yorbeth a while back. Dandelion, I feel like, might be funny to see what he's doing, but probably not all that impactful to know. Radovid might be kind of interesting, given how he's probably holding some cards that we're not aware of close to his chest that might be useful to have a little bit of more information about. Saskia is currently mind-controlled. I don't know exactly how this works. Like, is this thing gonna show us what these people are doing right now, or in the past, or how exactly, like, because basically what I'm getting at is that Saskia is mind-controlled at the moment, and so I don't know if that's reason to think that trying to think of Saskia would be more or less valuable than it might otherwise be. I feel like that's the safe choice. So it'd either be Saskia or Radovid. Let's go for Saskia, because, yeah, I think I say safe, but at the same time, probably still has potentially the most benefit to it. Maybe Radovid.
I made
as well,
sure we'd
but-
have a trustworthy cook while in Lochmuin. I'll not allow anyone to slip poison
Sheila.
into your goblet here.
What?
I cannot sit here and eat in peace while Philippa rots in a dungeon.
Regardless of Philippa's whereabouts and predicament, you must behave as befits a queen.
Does that rule out caring for my friends?
Philippa will manage. And even should she fail, I'm sure her final wish would be that we follow through with the plan. So eat. You must be at full strength during the summit. A very important task awaits you.
Okay. Yeah. I think that was
I hope you
that
learned
was good.
something useful.
I think so.
I'm just sorry I can't use the artifact a few more times.
Its power has been depleted.
Has
I
it now?
understand. Thanks anyway.
But you're going to conveniently use it now anyway. Okay, do we still have the opportunity to loot other things in here? What are you doing? We were just seemingly whispering something to ourselves, but I don't know what it was. Tome truly rare. Talk to Cynthia about Derhenna's grimoire. Okay, that is also probably worth doing at some point here. There are seemingly several doors out of here. I just want to make sure that we aren't missing anything like this.
Notes about the city's history.
Okay, Geralt is just commentating about what those specific notes we're picking up are specifically about. That seems fine, like we didn't miss anything major.
It describes finding an important document about the Franz. Derhenna's notes from a trip he took to Zerrikania.
Okay, so that appears to be all of Derhenna's notes based on that. I think for that reason we have probably looted everything here. I've gone around enough times in circles to make you dizzy, I'm sure. Let's just give the... Oh, did Cynthia walk away? Is it the orange that her friend had? Cynthia probably walked away with the device that we were using earlier, even though I'd like to try to use it one more time. Apparently we actually can't. But anyways, this is probably a good time for us to wrap up this episode. Man, I did not see any of that coming, so we've yet to fully realize, I think, what all those things will do for us long term, but I mean, apparently Geralt was previously a member of the Wild Hunt and survived, so yeah, probably a good thing that we went out of our way to make sure that we completed this one. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.